metaphase, you have the anaphase, where the anaphase 1, where there will be the contraction of the spindle fibers on the opposite poles. The contraction of the spindle fibers to the opposite poles. We'll call it as opposite directions. So what is happening here? You have spindle fibers that are being pulled in this direction, and one set of spindle fibers will be pulled in this direction. So this resulted in the separation of the bivalence. Separation of bivalence. Right. Now, this process of this separation of bivalence, it is also called with a specific name as non-disjunction. Non-disjunction. Now, basically, disjunction means separating the union. Now, in metaphase, you have seen that both these chromosomes, these two are they belong to one set of bivalence. So, you are separating the bivalence so that you have the formation of two univalence, or you are separating tetrads to form dyads. So the chromosomes, the bivalent will separate. You have one dyad going, or for each chromosome going on one direction, and the other dyad of the other chromosome going in the opposite direction. Similarly, you have, this is one dyad which is going in the top direction, and the bottom dyad which is going in the lower direction. So in this way, the bivalent is separated into two univalents or two dyads. And this is what is happening in anaphase 1. So let us see it again with a clearer diagram here. So I am having a bivalent like this. Correct? They'll be lightly joined. Let me join them. Yeah. Now I am getting spindle fibers. So this is how they were in the metaphase plate. Correct. Now this spindle fiber will contract upwards, and this spindle fiber will contract towards downwards, pulling these two homologs into two opposite directions. So for one homolog, I am getting this homolog is being pulled in the upward direction. This homolog is pulled towards it downward. So there are opposite forces, opposite pulling forces. So as a result, there will be a separation of this bivalent. So this entire bivalent got separated. And what it will become? It will become into a structure like this, where the bivalents got separated and I have two univalents. So I call this is one homologous chromosome with its two sister chromatids. Correct? And this is my univalent one, which is also called as a dyad. And this is my second chromosome or another homolog, again with its own two sister chromatids. So in this way, both of them got separated. One will go towards the lower pole and one will go towards the upper pole. So this is what has happening here. Now, something unique is also happening due to this kind of arrangement. Okay, so what I've done here is I've drawn for you the metaphase 1 arrangement and the metaphase arrangement for meiosis, because I've told you that a unique event happens. So this is mitotic metaphase and that is meiotic metaphase 1. So I've told you that something unique happens here in meiosis in anaphase 1 of meiosis. So to explain that, I am going to draw this. So this will be anaphase 1 and this will be anaphase of mitosis. So what is that is happening? What is that unique thing? Well, okay, now let us count these chromosomes. How many chromosomes do I have here? 1 and 2. And how many sister chromatids do I have here? Let us take another color. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 sister chromatids and 2 chromosomes. Right. Now, if you go back to this one, how many chromosomes do I have here? 1 and 2. And how many sister chromatids? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So what is that unique thing that is happening here? Well, in metaphase 1, when the bivalents are getting separated into the univalents, first of all, there will be no splitting of the centromere. No splitting of the centromere. That you will see here, because when this chromatid is pulled up in this direction and this chromatid is pulled downwards. So what happens here? The centromere will split into 2. That is not happening in your metaphase 1, because it is not the sister chromatids that are getting separated, the entire chromosome is getting separated. So there is no splitting of centromere in anaphase 1 of meiosis, whereas you will see that splitting of centromere in anaphase of mitosis. Now after the splitting, what is the chromosome number here? So in this what happened? The sister chromatids got separated. So here when this will undergo into anaphase, there is what is called as the separation of sister chromatids. And here what happened? There is separation of homologous chromosomes. Okay, now if I say that each sister chromatid will act as an individual chromosome in mitosis, that we have already discussed after separation, the number of chromosomes here will be 1 and 2 on the upper pole, and the number of chromosomes here will be 1 and 2. So the chromosome number remains the same. Chromosome number remains the same when the cell undergoes telophase and the further cytokinesis. But here what happens? Because the homologous chromosomes got split, here the sister chromatids are still attached. Sister chromatids are still attached. So what is happening here? On the upper side I have only one chromosome, and on the lower side I have only one chromosome. So what is happening here in anaphase, that unique event we spoke about, is that at the end of anaphase you have two groups of chromosomes, or two sets of chromosomes, or two sets of chromosomes at each pole. Okay, at each pole, and they are the reduced number. So you are having the reduced number of chromosomes. If you consider this one to be pole 1, on pole 1 you are having only one chromosome, and in pole 2 you are having only one, whereas you are supposed to have 2 in pole 1 and 2 in pole 2, but that does not happen here. So this is the actual stage of reduction. Now normally in your entrance examinations they might actually ask you, what is the actual stage of reduction? Well, the actual stage of reduction in the entire meiosis is the meiosis 1, anaphase 1, because the homologous chromosomes, they separate and go to two different poles without the separation of the sister chromatids, and hence each cell will receive a half or a reduced number of chromosomes.
For more content, like, share and subscribe to www.i-win.in.